What's going on, y'all? It's your girl Amaya Desire, and of course,
Denny C23. What's
what's
going on,
up?
man?
We're back. I know you missed us, and we are super duper excited to be here for season 3 of
Reasonable doubt, man.
Listen. The
Listen,
mess
it's
has
been a
been
long time.
messing.
It's been a long time, partner. How you been?
Listen, it's been good. I'm so happy to see you on stage. Of course, I saw you at my wedding. Okay. Your girl's married, y'all. It's been a lot happening since we last been here, but we are excited to be back with you today. So I'm
Yes.
actually going to let my partner start us off.
Ooh, since we starting off, let's go right into the messy. I just want to give my kudos to Jackson Lewis right off the gate, okay? Because as we know, this love war that they've been going through, like it's been a long time coming for the type of communication and raw sex I seen them having in there.
Not the world sex, child. Oh my
Was
god.
that too much?
I mean, listen, as I will concur with that because I do think in last season we saw them overcoming not the infidelity, but the sex with other people, right? They were separated. It was a whole thing. Lewis got Toni pregnant, and she was suing them or is suing them for the miscarriage that she just had,
right.
And of course we thinking this is going to throw a wrench in the plans because as a couple who has dealt with what they're going through, to see them decide to stick together was huge. And so
It's definitely huge.
I love to see them working through. We saw them in therapy last season, so like I'm hoping that we get to see more of that this season. Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, the hot morning sex, everybody loves a little hot shower morning sex, and
you can't go wrong with it.
it got the episode started off right. You know what I mean?
Come on, I was like, go ahead, Lewis, get that spark back. You feel me? I felt great. My man, listen, we've seen him watch her fornicate with other people.
Yeah.
We've seen him do his thing, get another woman pregnant, then hunt her down about the baby, and they could lose the baby. I ain't gonna lie. Toni might be a little right, might be a little wrong in the situation. Just throwing it out. Just throw that out there.
That's crazy.
Because if Lewis would have left it alone, he wouldn't have been in this situation in the first place.
Well, I mean, and as I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, and I won't jump ahead, but I'm gonna be like, Toni is definitely deserved the name Honey. I'm not gonna lie, that's fire that they call her Honey. That's wild.
All right, let's get right into it. So we see Jackson Lewis at dinner, right?
Well, that's not what happens first. Technically, we see them at the courthouse.
All right,
right?
All right, I'm jumping again. You're right. So we see them at the courthouse, and we talking about how Toni is asking for an absurd amount of money.
Yeah, I think she asked for like $750.
$750.
Yeah.
$750,000. Who in their right mind is asking for $750,000?
I mean, it's a lot, but
Listen, I thought Jax and Lewis counter offer was fair.
I don't remember what the counter offer was, but I'm pretty sure it was like $10,000 and paying all her lawyer fees,
and hospital fees. Yeah. I think that's fair.
I will agree with you. I do think that paying for, your hospital fees alone going to come up to a hefty, nice little bill. So I would say, yeah, I agree.
Come on, I feel like that was beyond reasonable, and she wanted to jump out the window.
Yeah,
I really feel the reason she wanted to jump out the window because she's seen how strong Jackson Lewis looked together. Like she was jealous. She was like, "Ugh, I got my baby away, and you still get your wife."
Ugh. I mean, but he was never going to leave Jax to begin with, so I don't even understand. Well, wait, I don't
say that because when they was doing their thing, he didn't know what was going on with him.
But he was fighting more than Jax was. We can agree on that.
Okay,
right. So I mean, I just think that she was doing the most, right? This is a woman scorn. They always talk about that. Like the worst person to come across is a woman scorn. I'm trying to figure out like what's up with a man scorn? Like, does that exist?
No, men don't be scorned.
Oh, all right.
I was just
asking for myself.
You just endure. It's not. I never heard of a scorned man at least heterosexual man at that.
You know what?
Let
You
me
know
just throw that
what?
out there. Hey, don't hurt me. I'm
So
just saying.
let's keep it going, right? So we see that's what's happening with Toni. She's putting up a fight. She's not trying to let it go, right?
Mhm.
And then we see them at home having a moment, right? Naima is still there. Spencer is at art school. I will say that this rubbed me the wrong way in terms of their interaction with her. And I'm not a mom yet, but I just feel like this new age of, you know, oh, she was acting like a little bitch. It's kind of crazy coming from your actual parent. But I don't know. I don't know. What's your thoughts? You're a dad. So, like,
All right, so I feel like in the age that we're in, it's definitely a lot more common for parents to be more lax in their speech towards their children. I personally wouldn't have called my daughter a little B word, but talking to your husband or your wife about it, that's like your best friend. You could playfully say some stuff,
I don't think I would. I don't think I would.
Like I wouldn't say it to the fact that she could hear me or anything like that. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it to anyone outside of my house.
Your
You know what I
spouse,
mean?
yeah.
But as far as like to your husband and wife who's also their parent, like it's a little more leeway. But if it was a step parent, if it was a aunt, an uncle, a cousin, a grandparent, then that would have been out of line because
Yeah.
now you're taking it from the parent's threshold to like external outside.
You know what? Let's just stay with the with this story for a moment,
Mhm.
right? And we'll just circle up because not a lot happening with the kids here. I will just say that throughout this first episode, I did not see a lot of interaction between Jax and Naima or Lewis and Naima. And in my head, I was thinking Jax is a high, I guess, high value lawyer, and Lewis is a very prominent game engineer, right? So they have high demanding jobs. But where is like how I'm seeing, and we skipped like the biggest part of the opening, right? Which was that Jax comes into the room and finds somebody on the floor. I'm thinking, this is my prediction for the season.
Ooh.
I predict that it's Naima and that Naima has attempted to commit suicide. So, and the reason why I say that is because this interaction between the parents and Naima doesn't seem to be a healthy one. She seems to be kind of left to her own vices a little bit. And you can have a high demanding job, but you also have to be present for your kids. So that's my spiel for that particular Naima Jackson Lewis. What are your thoughts?
That, but if we're talking about that now with the Jackson in the room, I feel like she entered the son's room.
But he's not home
at the moment. This also says 6 months earlier.
This is true. Okay.
6 months is a very long time for school. Like it's a break coming up.
Yeah.
6 months for sure. So I feel while he was away at school, he probably started doing some drugs. He's going to a school of arts. It's going to be drugs there. I feel like this is something that is hitting a lot of shows today. Is the epidemic on like opioids and teenage drug use and things like that. So I feel like it might go that direction.
Okay.
So we're gonna see. Hopefully he's not like a crackhead now. But
oh my gosh, I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this with you.
But yeah.
Okay. All right. So moving on, let's get into Jax being a badass lawyer, right? She has been getting mad plea deals. She's in the office with the white boys per usual. And I say that because this is what they call it, a big boys club.
The boys club.
Oh, boys only club,
boys
right?
Only.
She's sitting at the table. She's the only woman of color. There's a white woman there. And then it's like at least 13 white men at the table. So for me, what did you think about this scene? I just felt, I felt like, I don't even know what I felt. It was something, and I'm gonna come to it, but like, what was your feels about this scene? How she interacted with them? Like,
my feel on the scene is Jax is hilarious. I feel as you said, as you laid the scenery, it's an uncomfortable situation, especially as a black person in that, and for the white people in that room, it probably was uncomfortable for them too, especially with the joke of, I know how much y'all depend on me to keep the lights on. Because regardless if it was a joke or if it's facts, they don't want to feel inferior to this woman, especially a black woman on top of that.
For sure.
So it's like, oh, now it's like, do you really feel that way or are you joking? That's why everyone was like a weird hesitation before the laughter.
Yeah.
And it was like, yo, they walking on eggshells around her because they probably do feel inferior at times.
I think for me, I'm a bit put off, right? And I'm not saying that she isn't what they call them, a shark, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
she's not out here bringing in the bag for the oh my gosh, why am I losing my
I
thought?
wouldn't say she's not.
But that's what I'm saying. I
She
feel
just
like she
hasn't,
is bringing in the bag
yeah,
for the firm.
especially with criminal cases.
Yeah, but I think my thing is, as a black woman, an educated black woman, a high attorney black woman, and it looks to seem as though she's partner now, right? They haven't fully given us the storyline and the
She
details.
been a partner.
So
Her last name's on the building.
yes, you're right. You're right. And so my thing is, I want to see her with a little more tact. And I'm like, so okay, if you've ever, and I'm talking to the audience right now, if you've ever seen Suits, if you've ever seen Scandal, if you've ever seen How to Get Away with Murder, right? These are high, powerful black women, educated black women who are at the top of their game, but there's this sort of like tact and grace that they have where they can still be petty and take you down a notch without having to do the most, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of wanted to see her evolve. And in this first episode, I kind of was like, same old impulsive Jax, like
What's impulsive about it in that moment?
not that moment. I'm just saying, like, kind of like how she's like, not necessarily impulsive in that moment, but I'm just saying overall for this first episode.
For the first episode, you feel she was impulsive?
I feel like she had a little bit of like she could have been more tactful in certain areas. Yeah, I think I won't say impulsive. She could have been more tactful in certain areas.
I feel like in what area? Like I'm trying to think. Like throughout the whole episode, Jax, I feel she handled herself to the best of her ability with the situation she was thrown. First of all, handling Toni. They both should be happy she handled them the way that she handled them.
Mm-hmm. Well,
both Lewis and Toni.
What part of what part of Toni, I guess, is the better
what
question.
Part of
so
Toni?
let's just go into that. Let's go fully into that, right? So right. We talked earlier where you wanted to talk about the restaurant. So go ahead and talk about the
right.
restaurant.
So with the restaurant, right? Jax and Lewis are at dinner and they see an old friend. They're chopping it up at the dinner. Toni come over and then lashes out at Jax like, oh, they the ones who killed my baby.
Yeah.
Right then and there, you chose smoke.
You chose violence.
You chose all the violence that's coming after these words that came out of your mouth.
This is true. I will let you have that. That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's not what you had to lead with because they were being very cordial.
Yeah.
And then after you say that, now the gloves are off.
Yeah, I agree.
F you, Jax. You already did.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
Crazy.
Jax was snarky, snippy,
listen,
petty,
you gotta understand.
all of the things.
I'm not going to take you slandering my name because you slept with my husband.
That's a fact.
Do you forget that's the point? You wouldn't even be in this situation
but
if you didn't sleep with my husband. You knew he was her husband.
But listen.
You knew it.
Michelle Obama said when they go low, we go higher.
Michelle Obama.
Jax went to the gutters, baby.
Listen, Barack Obama also ain't get another woman pregnant and bring her home to Michelle.
Listen,
like, this is what it is.
Listen, we will not speak of that with our beloved Michelle Barack. But I'm still saying though, I feel like Michelle is saying like sometimes the hardest thing to do is the better thing to do, and I just would have. I don't know. I agree with you. Toni deserves all of the smoke.
She deserves all the
but
smoke.
I just feel like I wanted Jax to be like,
what?
I don't know.
All right, so boom. Let's fast forward. So we're gonna leave Toni alone. Boom. We get we're still in the meeting, and one of the partners bring up Bill from contracting, wherever the hell Bill's from. And like, hey, he's been doing a great job. we should bring him on as partner. For whatever reason, Bill has been pushing this narrative like, I need to make partner now. I need to make partner now. What do I need to do? So the white partners is like, yeah, Bill, you know what? You deserve it. You're a white
Like,
man.
what are their names? I'm sorry, y'all. We don't mean to call them the white partners, but we don't remember their names.
The YT people. I don't know. Like, listen, forgive me. Again, I'm not prejudiced. It's all right. But yeah, so and then Jax is listening to how they're bigging him up. And speaking of, is this the same guy we just talked about last year when you said he needed to do X, Y, and Z? What changed? And being that she did present up the facts that they even said, like they had to take a step back. And
Right.
I thought that was like she handled that well. How was she not handling herself perfectly?
I wasn't really talking about that part. I was really just more so talk. I just feel like again, in the room, in the conference room, I would let that go. I feel like that could be something that I probably was just like, but you're right. So I will give that.
Right.
But with Toni, I feel like again, I just wanted to see an elevation of not letting. Don't get so flustered. You see what I'm saying? Like
she did, and she did. Hold up. She did in the courthouse with the lawyer.
With the lawyer, because she fired him. Speaking of,
she fired the lawyer. She didn't go up on Toni.
Right. She tried, but yeah.
She did. She just was making sure that the lawyer knew to inform Toni that I know my rights.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, listen. It's a lot of for Toni for sure. I feel like Jax did what she did what most people would do, and I think that sometimes you got to do what. Take the road. Take the road less traveled.
The road less traveled. You know what? People love saying that to the person that always got to take the high road.
Listen, I be the person taking the high road too, but like, it ain't easy.
Sometimes your intrusive thoughts have to win.
I mean,
it's called balance for a reason.
I just tell my intrusive thoughts to my friends. Like, that's what I do. I talk to my friends. Okay. All right. So moving on, your boy Corey Cash, right? Good old Morris Chestnut has made it back to season 3, and he's being honored, of course, for Chanel's case. And he invites Jax. And what this storyline is really, you get to see that previously in the episode, Azie, which is a childhood actor, his manager, publishes, and his dad, who's also his manager, right? And who was this person? I can't remember.
His agent,
his mom, and his manager. Right. So in the beginning, we only meet the agent and the dad is part manager. And so, they're saying that they need a lawyer, XYZ. They want the stylist to sign the NDA and all these things. But there's something funky about like how this is happening. Did you have any inkling? Like, what did you think this storyline was going to do with Azie?
I'm not going to lie. When I first met Azie, I thought he was obnoxious. I was like, he's given Bow Wow challenge. No one cares for real, bro. Like, that's how I was feeling. Mm-hmm. But as the episode went and I was like, okay, the initial meeting was weird. He was very disinterested, very like standoffish about what he really wanted to be. He didn't even want to be in the room at that time. He's like, yo, let me get through tomorrow and then we can figure it out. You know what I mean? So it gave me, they were forcing this onto him. Yeah. And he wasn't really down for whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
And it just read so loudly that like, it was like, okay, it's making me cringe how much y'all trying to control this man decision here.
Yeah.
And so as we see later on, when they do get to the actual award show and Jax and Azie see each other and the girlfriend / stylist is with him, he reintroduces himself as if he hasn't met before.
Jax, right.
And I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
Now that's when it got weird for me on the Azie tip, because it was like, maybe you're just trying to protect your girl, but you shouldn't have acted like you didn't know.
I think that he wasn't sure. I think that he wasn't sure if Jax was going to be for him or for the agent and the dad. Does that make sense? Because he's had so many people around him trying to control him, trying to, manipulate him, trying to get him to do what they want. I think that one, he was afraid because he didn't really know what he wanted to do. As we later find out, again, the NDA is for her, but as his girlfriend, it's different having your girlfriend sign the NDA than it is your stylist, because your stylist wouldn't have, in my opinion, I don't think your stylist would have a problem signing the NDA, but your girlfriend, that's different, because now you're trying to silence me, hush me, all these other weird things, right? And
NDA is a silencing period, but I get you.
Yeah, but so when he reintroduces her, but like, okay, Jax gives him some advice, and she says, yo, like, do what's best for you, pretty much. Like, if you love her, then you love her, and go ahead and be a man about it. Because I'm not gonna lie, he was acting he was acting very childish to me, in terms of, like, not child, but like mentally, he just was like, not even when let's just go through with this, right? So he goes to his parents' house, and he's like, I'm firing y'all. And he says something about, like, oh, and he mentions the mom, and then he mentions the dad, and he says something about, like, I don't know how he puts up with your shit, or something to that knowledge.
It was really crazy.
But then he, like, you see his face, like he's excited to talk about it, but then instantly he sees her face, and he goes back into this, like, childlike space. So I'm like, okay, there's something happening here.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie, as what we hear all the time about, like, child stars and their parents, is like they're really controlled a lot of the time.
Yeah, and he did mention being a cash cow.
The girlfriend, a cum guzzling snow bunny.
Yeah, yikes.
I said, yo,
yikes.
Mom got it. That's a black parent for you, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Super disrespectful.
Definitely disrespectful.
Super disrespectful.
She definitely was on some, like, guilt tripping too. I didn't like that part. That's the part I didn't like.
And we don't know what it is, right? Yeah, you right, because definitely was like, oh, after all we've done for you, after all the sacrifices made, who was taking you to auditions? Like, first of all, anybody ask you to do all that, right? Like, I hate that. I'm not gonna lie.
First of all, you took me to my first audition because you wanted me to do it.
Let's go, like, for real.
Because I just really wanted to be home playing in the park,
playing video games
with my friend.
I just want to be
eating the Pop-Tarts and Capri Suns. You feel me? Like, that's what we was doing at that age. You feel me?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was very interesting, and so we see that happening, right? And then he does that, and the mom tells him something about Wendy, right? But we don't hear what it is. It cuts to the next scene where he's fighting with her. She's saying, like, I can't see how you can't see through this, and that they will go to any lengths to manipulate you about me, and then decides to leave, and we see him chase after her, right? We don't know what happens after that, but we see him chase after her. And then here we go with the best friend, or the stylist friend, calling the cops to say Wendy is missing. She would never miss a shoot, and the last person to see her was Azie. And now here we are with some shit
on our hands,
because Azie got scratches, right? And who those scratches for and from? And
who they for? They for Azie. They from,
you know what I mean?
They from Wendy for sure. They have to be, like, make it make sense.
Yeah.
I wonder what his mom said. Anything that happens this season is all because of Azie's mom calling her a cum guzzling snow bunny and then dropping the bomb.
So here's the thing too, right? Before we wrap up episode 1, I just want to know. I feel like, here's my thought, and you can give your thought, right? My biggest thing when I'm watching episodes is I don't like to be able to tell what's going to happen before it happens, because then it just takes away from the joy. If I'm right, I don't always want to be right when I'm watching TV. Nonetheless, right, I kind of saw this coming, but what I'm trying to figure out is, did he actually do something to her? Because I just feel like it's too convenient for him to fire his parents. They get into an argument and she's gone, but now, like, what's the real deal? So we'll leave that there and go into episode 2. But before we leave, your girl Toni asked for a $1.5 million. And Jax asks lawyer to lawyer, what is it going to take? And she says it's a woman scorned. She's hurt. She needs closure. And by closure, she means
my God,
spending a night alone with Lewis. It's a hard ho no.
Ho no.
Hell
you
no.
say a ho no?
Hell no.
No. No, you want to let you want to you would rather go to court to pay $750,000 than let your husband go see this woman.
But here's the thing. We don't know what the night entails, right? Because we just need to make sure that does not entail you sleeping with my man, because I will kill you.
She slept with him already while you was your man. What's the difference?
All right, see, now you trying to get killed too. I'm confused. Y'all see
I'm
what
just
I'm
saying, come on.
This
not just a random woman. This is baby mother.
Not doing this with him. Moving into episode 2, right?
Yo, my goodness.
Moving into episode 2, because we giving y'all a double whammy because they're gonna drop both episode 1 and 2 at the same time. So stick with us here. It's gonna be a little bit longer than usual, but we got y'all, right?
Yeah.
So the pinpoints for this is we're gonna talk about the whole Azie storyline. Yeah. So Azie is doing the most, right? And
Azie,
it's about to hit the fan, right?
Hold up, before we jump right into
no, go ahead.
My man is probably the dumbest criminal in the world, if he is a criminal. This is hypothetical. Just the way things look right now in episode 2, he's the dumbest criminal in the world.
Agreed.
Okay? And I don't know if he's getting in character for a role. I don't know if he think this is like he's so lost in the acting world, he can't decipher between reality and fiction. But he's not taking this any serious as serious as he's supposed to. Okay, that's all I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I was about to go to jail for murder, or if I was a suspect in the missing of a white woman,
listen,
I would have been a little bit more helpful.
Agreed. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Not gonna lie, that came off very weird, and we discussed that while we were watching, right? Because she's missing, but you're not looking for her. Some sort of air tag or whatever we want to call it is found on Route 71 or 91.
Whatever.
And they can't find her phone, but then it got pings to his house. It's just a whole bunch of stupid stuff happening. And I'm not gonna lie, for me, I was like, who wrote this episode? Because there could have been so many good ways to transition from certain pieces or certain parts. And I'm just like, yes, this is a Black man, a child actor, well-known. And he has a white girlfriend who's also like, I don't know much older she is than him, but that was a big thing that
I think she's like 10 years old.
Yeah, so she's like 10 years older than him. It's a whole thing. And we also gotta not forget to mention that your girl Cash Doll is playing the stylist friend. So yeah, shout out to Cash, right?
Shout out to Cash Doll. Shout out to what's her name too? The agent.
Oh, Brandy Evans.
From
P Valley. Let's go. It's my girl. When is P Valley coming back? Okay. Also, shout out to
Joseph Sokoa.
Yes, Tommy from from Ghost, well known. And of course, Mama from Bel Air. Forget her name, but shout outs to her. We have some really cool pop-ups in this season so far, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Love it.
Very true.
So, basically Jax is breaking it down and letting them know this is not a good look, bro. Like, white girl gone missing. It's about to be all over on your ass. And he decides, while in front of the mom, the dad, and the sister, he decides that he's going to fire her. And then she also quits.
That right there was stupid. After she just gave you the rundown of what you need to do, you fire her? Make it make sense to me. Because that was, when she said it out loud, I was like, yo, Jax, you smart. Put your own bread out, looking for her, giving her a reward. Yo, that would have threw him off your scent.
Yep.
Because you want to be Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
You happy or sad that she missing? Like, let me know.
It was very weird, but here's the thing. Did you believe him when he was like, she always does this?
She don't
She
always do nothing.
stomps off, she goes to the bar, gets drunk, shows up at a hotel, and then she comes back. Like, but you're not looking for her? I don't know. I'm gonna feel some kind of way if my boyfriend, husband don't look for me after I get mad and stomp out. Like, well, I mean, I'm gonna do that.
All right. First of all, if you get mad and stomping out, you need to be, you're a child and you need a time
This is
anyway.
true.
So, secondly, he definitely made it sound suspect when she said she always does this. No one always does this.
Yeah, no, always.
You wouldn't be in love with someone who always does this.
He's a little crazy. So, I mean, I think that he's a little.
She was the more sane one than him. I feel like.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I feel like she was more sane than him in that. Just off that one episode of seeing her.
I agree, but I will say that when you've been manipulated so much, I just think he needs help. I'll put it like that. I'm not going to excuse his behavior, but I think he needs help. I think that he needs therapy. He needs to see somebody, maybe a psychiatrist. But something is not right there, because not looking for your girlfriend, not calling, not caring. It just seems very weird. But also, I'm hoping that the way that they're building this storyline is completely different than how it's going to go. Because I don't want to see him get arrested. I don't want to see him be the one. And as we see continuing with him, you know, like it's the scratches on his chest. You know, they find the ring video, and then he calls Jax back, and now he wants to hire her back. He tells her some story about some person that he met in the airport, and then Jax negotiates him being turned in. Like, what the series of events for Azie's storyline in particular in this episode, like, what, anything stand out to you, and what are your thoughts? Like,
so if we going through the entire episode, I would say the thing that stood out to me the most was one, the sister's like reaction to the murder word.
Yep.
Second was Azie face in the mirror after being the like arrangement for him to be picked up was negotiated, and she told him to go take a shower. He like went in the bathroom and just started practicing his.
Yes, weird up.
And I'm like, what are you doing, my boy? Like, that ain't gonna help you in jail.
It's not.
They said, what you gonna be in the prison? You gonna be in the prison Christmas play, my boy? Like, that's what you practicing for? Like, you auditioning? Because you're not doing nothing.
I want to be Noel in the Christmas play. No, we're not doing that here. Right. Okay, cool.
He said, Rapunzel, let down your hair. And John gonna be like, come here. Like,
I'm not doing this with you. Not John. Go away, sir. Keep it.
Like, I'm just saying, man. Like, he was doing too much. He didn't do nothing that she told her to do. Everything he wasn't supposed to do, he did. Okay. Yeah. So that's what was sticking out to me. Like, you want to go to jail. You think you want to
call somebody named Alex? Who the hell is Alex?
That's the next thing. Who's Alex? Who is Alex? Where Alex come from? Alex is a co-star from another show. Alex come from another show. He the one who got the truck. You know, Alex the one who got the truck.
This is a fact.
You know, Alex is drug dealer friend.
A lot. You want a drug dealer to be in this show so bad.
Nah.
I feel like I cannot tell who Azie really is, because I feel like he's playing the part, you know, from the beginning of, you know, reintroducing Jax at the gala or at the award show, firing his parents, firing Jax, coming back to tell her the story, going in the bathroom with the mirror, calling Alex, acting very like, I can't even tell if he was actually hurt that they found Wendy's body. And not only did they find her body, but they found her body near his cabin. For me, this is just, I'll say this, it's too convenient. So I think that they're playing us. And by playing us, I think they're just setting us up to think that it's one thing when it's really not. And I like to see what that other thing is going to be.
So I got a question. What if the mom did it?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't feel like it was him. I feel like it was
the sister or the mom.
The sister or the mom.
Sister or the mom. But plot twist from last season, when we didn't know who the heck killed JT.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I feel like that right there is thinking of how they plot twist us now. I'm like, who did it there? Like,
Yeah.
who?
Yeah.
Who
I'm
did
looking
it?
forward to
The
the plot
friend did it.
twist. Oh, Cash Doll.
Damn. Oh, crazy
You
plot
know what?
twist.
Not gonna lie, she could definitely be a suspect because of the way she's like, "Where you at, Azie? Bum ass boyfriend." Like she's missing and you don't care. So I think because she's putting a lot of attention, she keeps pointing towards Azie. It's also taking the focus off of her as the friend who reported it.
Come
So
on.
who knows?
All I'm
Maybe she
saying
wanted
is,
one of her jobs and she, decided to kill her for it.
is
So.
all I'm saying. Tory Lane's in jail and Megan got shot by her friend.
We're not about to do this. We're not about to do this. So back off of Azie because
All right, we're gonna get out of there.
yeah. Now your girl Jax had to think about Toni's little. I want my man to stay with you for a night, 12 hours,
12
whatever
hours.
have
12
you.
hours not bad. 12 to
Listen.
12.
But okay, 12 hours is not bad if you do what Jax asked, right? She says to text her on the hour every hour and also answer the phone when I call and also have her sign. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yo, she better sign this paperwork before anything goes down. So let's
that was the rule too, that she had to sign the paperwork unless you're not staying.
Exactly.
She took the paper and put it in her pocket.
And
what Louis stayed. Yo, I ain't gonna front. Louis is a sucker, okay?
Oh my god.
I just want to say, anybody who like Louis, you like sucker Ben, because Louis is a sucker.
I don't. Here's the thing. There's a very weird way in which he kind of like talks to Jax, but then he has these moments where you see him asserting himself and having full conversation and being very clear, direct, and concise. And then you have these moments where you see him get around Toni and knowing damn well she's supposed to sign the paper before anything happens. He lets her take the paper and decides to sit around and go to the room and it was like, hey, I just want to break down the nursery. And I'm like, oh, that's cool.
He felt as long as it got signed before he got home, that's all that mattered.
This is true, but also like I feel like he got guilt tripped a little bit, and he definitely felt like responsible in some sort of way.
He did, but they were responsible. Louis was responsible. Jax wasn't.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Okay, that's why Louis felt bad, because Shorty said, "Leave me alone. It's not your baby." Initially,
yeah.
Then he was like, nah, I think it is. I can't go on not knowing. Like, what? Said no nigga ever.
Gave you a free pass. Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
You want to be on child support?
Hey, that's gonna be a hefty ass. Hey, listen. That child support would have been something else, bro. I tell you.
Listen.
Would have been something else because you a developer.
I'm not gonna hold you. If Toni would have put Louis on child support, Louis would have been paying child support and alimony.
Yikes! This is very true.
Because Jax wasn't going for that.
It's very true. So here's what I'm thinking. Right as this is happening, Louis is there. This is when Azie and damn, what is his name? I lost his name just that quick.
Azie and who?
No. Corey. Yeah, Corey shows up and he has Azie with him. And so obviously this is, the night that Corey is out in the hallway and Jax kind of leans on him and she's replaying. Not gonna lie, episode 2 cinematography, chef's kiss. The flashbacks between
Louis and Toni.
Louis and Toni.
Let's finish Louis and Toni first before we talk about Corey coming to the house, because that's not important.
Well, no, I was talking about Louis and Toni, but I was just saying the night encompassing of Corey being at the house with Jack. But the flashback between Toni and Louis having sex.
Toni was over there in heat. You hear me?
Bro,
she was like, I want another baby. That's why that's what I thought that 12 hours meant. So she could get her baby back.
Listen, first of all, we are both over 30. Any woman that says, I want to feel all of you, meaning take the condom off, red flag on the play, my dude. What? I,
Hey, good pussy will do that.
see, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
Good dick can do that too. Apparently,
I'm
look,
not
they
even.
wasn't thinking with their right heads, you know.
I have no comment.
I'm saying, man,
I
y'all
just
playing.
think that it was just really crazy. But the
Let me know in the
flashback
comments what y'all
scene,
think. Y'all think that flashback they should have got? I thought I ain't gonna front. I was happy it was a flashback because they caught me for a second. I was like,
yeah, I
all
was
right,
just
good,
like,
good,
it's
good.
a lot, it's a lot, But I do think that
How do you feel about Toni having the whole room set up though?
what was the flash? Oh, the flashback was also about Lewis and Jax, the argument that they had when she asked him how many times that he had slept with Toni. So the flashback was definitely crazy. It also shows the growth. I will give them that. It showed the growth from where they were to where they are now. Definitely happy about that. So we'll see how it progresses as the time goes on. I'm not, what I'm kind of forgetting, and maybe Tone can help us out because of course, shout out to our producer Tone, who is the best. Um, how do we know how far along Toni even was? Because I feel like the baby was a preemie, no, right? Because they met him.
The baby was born, yeah.
Right. The baby was, but I think he was a preemie, right? And so then he didn't make it. So I think that especially if your baby is born, having the nursery set up is, I feel like it's
The baby came early though.
right. That's what I'm
Like the
saying.
baby. That's why I think the baby didn't survive. I think it was born due to stress.
No, yeah, the baby definitely did not survive, but yeah, no,
Yeah, I think that's probably why because it wasn't strong enough. It wasn't finished baking in the oven.
yeah.
And Toni feel like Lewis stressed her out enough to make that happen.
Yes,
Like I'm not gonna lie, Lewis is dumb.
He is
Cause
dumb.
I feel like I want to say he's dumb. I would say he was a man who didn't know he needed closure as well.
I will agree.
Yeah, I feel like that's something a lot of people don't talk about is the way a loss of a child or an abortion or things like that affects the man in a situation as well. Like even though I talk a lot of crap about Lewis going hard about the kid not like having the scapegoat or the kid not being his, he still took on that responsibility. And to lose a child for any parent must be hard at any stage in that child's life. So especially once you've been through so much turmoil and conflict and trying to figure out the best solution for this child moving forward, just for the child to not even be here anymore. I think that's where it really stems from. That's why I'm not too mad at Toni. It just as far as like her anger towards Lewis, I feel like it's a little misplaced towards Jax and a little misplaced when she's like just spewing it out everywhere in the world. That's the only thing. But as far as her anger towards the situation, like if Lewis would have just minded his business, stay out of it, she would have had her baby healthily.
We don't. Here's the thing. I will say this: we don't know. Like, stress is absolutely not healthy during a pregnancy for sure, but you just don't know. And for me, I thought that, well, as a woman who, like, I've had a miscarriage, right? And so, like you said, losing a child in any stage, it's you were hopeful, how this thing is supposed to go. I'm pregnant for 9 months, and then boop, I have a baby, and yay, I'm excited, right? And so to have like this big excitement in your life, to then lose the child is like super hard. To have the nursery ready is even crazy harder. To have had the baby shower and to have like gifts, oh my gosh, like I can't even imagine.
Like you went through that was a child's first birthday for real. Like, come on, we thinking about it. Like, that's
so I agree with you. I think that Toni's anger absolutely misplaced. But I think thank you for making that point, because I will say this: that was probably my issue with Jax, right? Sometimes you got to go higher because people's grief show up in different ways. I'm not saying Toni was right by any means, but what I'm saying is, as a mother of two who may not even have had to experience what Toni experienced, there was no real sympathy, empathy, compassion to say
it's
that this.
hard to.
I'm not saying that it's
you've
not.
been slighted.
I'm not saying that it's not. What I'm saying is that there could have been some sort of try about it, and we don't see the try in any of these episodes, right? But
Well, it's
again,
only the first 2 episodes.
yeah, but
We're
that's
gonna
what I'm
see.
saying. It's not,
Right.
but I think that it's really it's we have to make sure to discuss that part because that mattered.
I feel
So
like
I agree with
so.
you.
Boom. Being that this has been going on for a while, and I feel like by Jax coming up with the counter offer, the $10,000, and trying to work it out amicably, I think that was her
Her way of
intention. Yeah,
okay,
that was her way. That was her capacity for what it is that she's really feeling right now. Do you feel me? Like,
yeah.
so it's hard to give grace to someone who's just smacked you in the face. That's like someone coming up to you, punch you in your face, and then be like, "Give me a hug." No, no.
It listen
Turning the
again.
other cheek isn't as easy as people make it seem
It's
sometimes.
not, absolutely
And
not. You
that
can
is the
do it
issue.
once. The first time it might be a little bit easier to do than to do it multiple times after. The point of the matter is still like something could
Mhm.
have been given,
Definitely,
right?
of course.
But
But that comes with time.
yeah.
That comes with
And like you
grace
said, we're only in the first
and growth.
episode,
All the
so
first two
hopefully we'll see
episodes.
something later.
Right.
Now,
But I will say, once Lewis do get back to the house, how Jax received the information he was giving her, I didn't like
I
that.
didn't like it either.
That's one thing I will say.
I did not like it
Because
either.
he felt he had to rush through processing his emotions after going through that, like, kind of healing himself that night.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like she didn't do her best. She didn't show up as her best self
She didn't show
in
up
that
as a
moment
wife
to be there
to
for
comfort
him.
him.
Right.
Yeah.
She cared more about what her insecurities and what her,
Yes.
like, mind was going on. But I will say she did give him space to finish, as far as, like, she didn't cut him off necessarily, but the body language did cut him off.
Whether or
So
not she cut him off verbally, like you said, the
yeah,
body language cut him off. The lack of comfort. She didn't touch his shoulder. She didn't get closer to him to hug him. There was no compassion
right.
for. I know my husband had this other woman outside of our marriage pregnant, but he's actually, grieving the loss of a child. Regardless of how the child came about, she should have been more wife mode. And I know that some of you in the comments might disagree with me, and that's fine. But the point still matters is that if you guys are going to be together and you've actively chosen to be in this marriage and to work on the marriage, then she should show up as a wife. Like that's really it. So yeah, but let's move on into our snake, Billy, because is he a snake or is he just trying to
All
get in
right.
good with
So
Jax?
with Billy, right? I feel he definitely has an ulterior motive here. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel the partners on any level know what those motives are. And that's what scares me about Billy. What I will say is he's a damn good lawyer, because when he negotiated that arrest pickup
Mm-hmm.
and he
Mm-hmm.
read that district attorney wannabe to filth to get what he needed,
It's the fact.
I said, yo, that man is good. I don't think it's anything about Jax in particular or the people in the company. I think it's something he needs to accomplish for a bigger goal somewhere.
Yeah.
He's under the thumb of somebody big, and they need him to be able to do something big. And we're going to find out what that is later on in the season, I feel like. But until then, right now, I got an eye on him. I got an eyebrow raised.
I do have
I
an
don't feel
eyebrow
he's going to
raised.
do anything to jeopardize the case. For he needs to become partner.
This is true.
He's The partners gave him the blueprint to win over Jax, because I don't feel that man really got black kids. Can we talk about that?
Oh, right. He take her out to lunch. He talks about his family. He has what, 2 kids, 3 kids,
3 or 4 kids,
and
all black.
they're
Like,
black. He's married a black woman. They
woman,
met
like,
in law school. Like,
right.
okay, but also he did ask the partners what he needed to do to become partner. They pull him into the office. We don't know what was said, but then when Jax offers him the space to be on this case, he definitely looks out at them, to say
Like,
like,
I'm in there.
like, yeah, I'm in there. So I want to know what that looked like. And then he went back and snitched on Jax when she got fired, and
And
then he
I
was
think
like,
it kind
she
of
quit.
backfired on him a little bit. I think they
Yeah,
said,
did it
stick
though?
around. I think you should watch. Wait around a little longer to see.
Yeah, let's see where this goes.
Goes.
I'm
I
excited,
like
y'all.
that they had that confidence in her.
You know what? I'm glad that you have it as confidence. I have it as let maybe if she shoot herself in her own foot, that's a thing as well. So who knows? What do
No.
y'all think?
Yeah, let us
Let us
know.
know.
Let
It's
us
a
know in the
lot
comments.
happening in these first two episodes, y'all. Jax and Naima, Jax, Lewis and Tony, Billy and Jax and Corey, Cash, Ozzy, Jax, mom manager, uh
Mom, manager,
agent,
dad, agent.
momager, right? It's a lot happening in these first two episodes. Let's give it an overall rating though. What's your overall rating?
Overall rating so far of the 2 episodes
Yeah.
as a collective or separately.
No, collective.
I give it a strong. I give it a strong 7.5. The reason I say 7.5 is because they left me on a cliffhanger this week, and I gotta wait to see what the next episode say. So 7.5, because at the end of the episode, as we see, Jax and Lewis get a visitor, and it's Jax's dad, and that's interesting because it was kind of foreshadowed. And was it earlier in the second episode, or was it the first
The
episode?
first.
And he was like mentioned. So the fact that he's here now, maybe the dad is the one who was in the room. We know the
Yeah.
dad has a history with being a substance abuse.
Yeah,
So
this is true.
maybe Jax let him stay there in the house because the son isn't home. Something like that. I don't know. We gonna see.
He's one of my favorite actors too, and I can't remember his name, but the dad, like I actually love him as an actor. I'm gonna give it a 6.5. I feel
Six
like,
point five, a
yeah,
whole point down.
I wanted to see Jax's growth. Oh, I know we're only in the first two episodes, but I was just looking for something different. I hope that the Ozzy storyline isn't as cliche as it's giving off right now. Is Billy a snake or is he an asset? I'm trying to figure that out as well. And is the storyline with Toni done?
I feel like you have a lot of questions,
I
therefore you should give it a
No,
7.5.
no. I was expecting more, and so I'm giving it a 6.5.
I
But you
feel like
guys,
it kept you wanting more though. Did it or did it not?
it frustrated me, and it kept me wanting more. So the frustration outweighed the wanting more.
Okay.
So
So
yeah.
okay, you lost it.
So guys, let us know what you think. Drop it in the comments. You know how we do. We're gonna come down there. We're gonna get into it with y'all. So feel free to disagree with us, agree with us.
Give us your
something that we
perspective.
forgot. Exactly. Drop your perspective, and you know how it goes. The new season, Reasonable Doubt, dropping on Hulu September 18th. We cannot wait. We will be here all season. You can catch us after the episode airs, and we even got a few, surprise
Surprises for you through the
guests
season,
and
yes.
things of that nature. So stick with us, and until next time,
Peace.
peace.